Welcome back to the Beehive, and if you're visiting us for the first time or you're a lover of Speedway, please subscribe to my Speedway channel. Today we're going to talk about a very well-known Speedway promoter in Bakersfield, California, and he was just known. He started Speedway in about 1970. His name was Digger Helm. Marshall Digger Helm was born November 3rd, 1938, and he lived 79 full years before the cancer got to him. I was reading that Digger's father had a graveyard in Bakersfield, and he worked as a young boy, probably digging the graves, and that's why they call him Digger. A flat tracker named Tom Cullum introduced Digger to motorcycles in the early 1950s, and by the late 1950s, Digger had the first Honda dealership in Bakersfield. Digger's first love was flat track, and he was really good. He earned a national number 57. He was a man of many talents. He played the trumpet, he was in a band, and he loved announcing the motorcycle races. Digger loved stock cars. He was a stock car racer, and he promoted Speedway at the Kern County Fairgrounds from 1970 to about the end of the 1970s. One of Digger's biggest accomplishments in Speedway was actually promoting and running the 1976 team racing. He was the leader of the Bakersfield Bandits. Digger was known as a wise man and a good man and a smart man. He picked the 1976 National Speedway League championship team, the Bakersfield Bandits.
The team that won that year was the Bakersfield Bandits, led by Digger Helm, the promoter. Digger went ahead and talked to the riders, and they prepared the track and the motorcycles to ride on that track. Digger went ahead and told everyone, you must run the 19-inch Carlisle tires, and we're going to prepare this track to be a hard blue groove track. And guess what? The Bakersfield Bandits won 17-6, and they didn't lose any at home. Why? Because they were prepared, and they had the track prepared. They were smart. The riders for the Bakersfield Bandits were as follows: Doug Farrell, Jeff Sexton, Jim Grisham, Steve Nutter, Brian Short, Burt Hawkins, and Dan Toomey. Congratulations, Bakersfield Bandits, for being the champions.
His team included Jeff Sexton, Doug Farrell, Steve Nutter, Burt Hawkins, Dan Toomey, and Brian Short. Dan Toomey was actually the last man on the team, and they were projected to be last place. But the Bakersfield Bandits won the National Speedway League. Digger Helm was a sneaky, smart promoter. He actually taught his riders, like I said in the blog, that to ride with the 19-inch Carlisles, and he made that surface for the team. He was smart. When the riders like Gene Woods, he came there, he rode the 22, and he just didn't do as well. So, he was smart. In Speedway, the setup is everything to your bike. And the Bakersfield Bandits, they went ahead and they were just practically unbeaten in Bakersfield. They won everybody. Several weeks during that 76 Speedway season, Jerry Fairchild, who actually sponsored Dangerous Doug Farrell, he was my sponsor and my tuner also. And he told me, Brian, get out of San Diego and come race at Bakersfield in First Division. And I went there and I won one or two handicap main events, and it was good, and that track was hard and slick, and I had a little success at Bakersfield. I also want to congratulate Steve Evans for picking up the Bakersfield where Digger Helm and Billy Gray left off. They actually did the last Bandit Out race.
How's it feeling out there, Max?
It's good. Great track. It's running fast. So see how this last man out goes and go from there. Thank you, running good.
All right, that was Max Rummel, feeling confident as he made his way out to the last man standing match race. Steve Evans has a way of making speedway events a little more interesting. He organized the Last Man Out Challenge to recognize the return of speedway racing to Bakersfield and to honor the Bakersfield Bandit Speedway team from the 1970s. The event was a 2-lap heat elimination match with a final 4-lap match between the 2 remaining racers, consisting of 4 racers that included Billy Gennaro, Max Rummel, Dylan Rummel, and Brock Nickel. Let's see how it happened at the dirt track at Kern County Race.
Will it be the Pickle or will it be Mad Max? Here we go. Yeah, it looks like Mad Max is going to balance, so they're going to do 4 laps here. I got it backwards tonight, whatever. Can't be perfect. So they'll do a 4-lap main event here. And Mad Max Rummel way out in front of the Pickle as the white flag comes out. And there you go, the beginning of the Bakersfield Bandits' reign of terror is won by Mad Max Rummel.
Digger was known for his funny sense of humor. He was a crack-up, and he used to go running around the pits yelling, "What do you want to know, Lyle?" He'd yell that at all the riders, and the riders would look at him kind of funny. And one day, Slide Sunny Nutter looked at him and said, "Marshall, wouldn't you like to know?" Marshall was actually Digger's real name. It wasn't Digger, it was Marshall. And his favorite color was purple. That's why he went ahead and had the Bakersfield Bandit color, what? Purple. Digger retired from promoting at the Kern County Fairgrounds in the late 1970s, and Billy Gray went ahead and took up the slack, and Digger was gracious enough to always help Billy Gray do the promoting also. Like I mentioned, Digger started the Speedway in 1970. That was just a year after Costa Mesa and 2 years after the Whiteman Stadium. So Digger was around in the early days of Speedway. He was the original founder, an early day promoter of the Speedway. This photo of Digger was taken February 24th, 2018. Just 3 weeks before he died on March 19th, 2018. Rest in peace, Digger. There'll never be another Digger Helm. He's just a great guy. And on April 4th of 2018, they had services for a Digger Helm, and Dangerous Doug Farrell and Sammy Tanner was there at that event. Services were held that day at Green Lawn Cemetery in Bakersfield. He actually owned that cemetery, and lots of people arrived, and Sammy Tanner actually, he said that it was him and Digger that didn't wear all black uniforms, and all the riders, the TT riders in that early day, they rode all black except for Digger Helm and Sammy Tanner. It was 14 years before Digger's passing. He was actually honored at the Trailblazers Hall of Fame. He was in the Hall of Fame January 24th, 2004, and he had that distinct honor of being a member of the Trailblazer Hall of Fame. Digger will always be remembered for his love of Bakersfield, for going fast, and his love for the Bakersfield Bandits. He was just an amazing guy. He raced cars and everything. He was just a good guy. And Bakersfield will surely miss Digger Helm. Digger was a winner, and so when his 1976 Bakersfield Bandits won the National Speedway League, Digger was very happy. He was projected to be last place, and he finished first place. At his funeral services, they had 2 of his TT bikes, his original set of leathers, and just a lot of memorabilia. I mean, it was a Digger Helm day in his services. One will never forget this man. At his services, the room was full of people to honor his life and just remembered what a great guy he was, and everyone loved who? Digger Helm. He was just an amazing human being and one that will never be forgotten. So we say farewell to a famous promoter, a great racer, a good friend, and he passed away sadly on March 19th, 2018, and we will miss him very much.